We know art does bring a certain vibe, right, to our house and to our homes. It's a way to decorate our walls with meaning, to evoke emotion or express passion. And whether you're looking for a new way to display the pieces that you already have or pick a few new ones for spring, an emerging trend is redefining the way people curate their spaces. My first guest this morning says you can boost the impact of art when you pair two or more pieces together, when you stack them. In fact, Emi Dalton says different pairings can create a different kind of story. It's always such a treat to welcome Emi back to Studio 5. You have such a gift, sister, of seeing art. And now this, I guess not new to you, but new to some, movement or way of combining and curating pieces together for a combination. Does that open up the possibility?
It opens so many possibilities, doesn't it? When
Yes.
we place art in our homes and on our walls, it's about more than beauty. Isn't it? For me, it is, and I know for you, we like to imbue this sense of purpose and passion into those things that are most important to us.
It's meaning, right? It's putting meaning on our walls.
Yes.
And you say when we're pairing, we're going to get into this pairing concept, and you're going to teach us different stories we can tell when we bring two pieces of art or more together. You say there's sort of two things at play. The goal is to find a balance between cohesion and contrast.
Yes, yeah, because we want it to feel fun or exciting or harmonious or beautiful, but not boring, right? There's no need for boring in any part of our lives.
So this isn't about matching art.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I want you to continue to teach us and help us see it through your eye. This first story we can tell is this idea of push and pull tension. We're going to look at some photos. Use your lovely words to help us see what we should see.
Yes. So when we combine art together, like I said, if something feels boring, then that's not going to be, there's something different than boring versus tranquil. And so putting together pieces that feel exciting, that have some sort of a contrast, whether it's extreme bright colors that all go together and that add this excitement and feel for, just the spice of life comes into play with those. Or whether you are combining a few different styles and a few different pieces of art from different artists or different countries.
So describe two styles you might pull together that would create that tension you described.
Yeah, well, even just in the art that we have here on display today, you can see that there are so many, you can pull together like a gold frame and have that feel really traditional, but then you can put a punchy piece inside that gold frame that may be a little bit more contemporary or abstract.
The frame and the art can do a dance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So would I put like a landscape with an impressionistic painting? Would I combine styles like that?
Always.
Always.
I think so.
Okay.
And the key really is finding those things that speak to you, the things that really feel like they are part of your history, part of your story, part of your soul.
So if those history points connect to me, then they're going to make sense on my wall in the way that we want them to, right?
Or if you can look at a painting and say, oh my goodness, I love that flower. I love the home in that. That reminds me of the home I want to create. Then it's that push and pull. So it's both the push of the beauty of the art, but the pull towards your heart and what is it that's speaking to you. And then in that way, you create a conversation on your walls. You create this ability where the art is speaking to your truest and highest values. But also, then when your children or others enter your home, you can talk to them about, this is what this means to us. This is why this is critical or key.
Okay, you said we don't want it to go matchy-matchy with the art that we pair or collect, but
Not necessarily.
There is a story where you can combine harmonious pieces. Is that harmonious in color or harmonious in theme or both?
I think it can be so many different things. That's where the creativity comes into play. And oftentimes we will pair 2 or 3 paintings that are by the same artist.
The same artist.
But one will feature a mountain, one will feature a river, one will feature a meadow.
But by the same hand, they take on the same feel.
They have the same feel. But then maybe if the 3 paintings are similar in nature, then we'll frame one of them differently. or there's an excitement that needs to be added so that everything doesn't feel like it's out of a store.
Is it trickier, Emi, to create that harmonious story with different artists? Is that harder?
It can be.
Yeah.
But oftentimes if you say, okay, I love the idea of these 3 paintings, and you can find that there's a tone of yellow or a tone of blue that's continuous or contiguous throughout those different stories, then that works too.
So a color story can help you make sense of it.
Yeah, that push and pull, like you said, is critical.
Okay, our third story is forced cohesion. How does this work?
Okay, so sometimes I'll work with a client and they will find 8 paintings that they love. And there may be nothing that is similar about any of those paintings other than that they hold meaning for that individual.
And do you do a little,
Well, the crazy thing is that you can force cohesion by framing something. If you have 8 pieces that are similar or dissimilar, you can often frame those in a way that makes it all
look at
work.
that. Yeah,
it makes it all come together.
So the paintings themselves wildly different, but the frames, that's the forced cohesion point, the frames.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And these in this example that are showing, they're all landscapes, and so that helps. But there are blues, there are greens, there are oranges, there are yellows, and that helps as well. But it's the thing that really ties that together is one, that each of those paintings represents a meaningful place in the life of the family.
Yes.
And that then they're all framed in the exact same molding.
All right, finally, your final push for us is, and these are your words, and I'm going to use them because they're so lovely, go beyond what looks good to pairing and selecting art that can shift the mood and change the energy in your home. You believe art can do that?
100%. I've seen it happen over and over and over again, where a painting is placed in an entryway and the feeling of the home changes.
Yeah, it's the power card.
Yeah, just over the weekend, we placed a harvest painting in a family's home. It's the very first nail that they've put in their wall.
Oh, wow.
And it was such an exciting moment because it really just brought home this idea of we are planting, we are growing, and eventually the harvest will come, and that's what that painting meant for that family.
Even the beauty of art to me is even if no one else knows, that's part of it, right? You know. It becomes your personal story, as we've talked about, and that personal energy you get to curate and create. Thank you for sharing your gift with us. And this is an exciting day, an exciting week. Your website just launched.
It is, yes. After 5 years in business, I am taking this passion of mine online.
You've been doing private sales and private showings, and now we can peruse your beautiful website. What is it?
Yes, so nothing will change about the consultative approach that I love, because I love knowing people and knowing what's meaningful to them. But the new website is emiandcoart.com.
emiandcoart.com. We will link you there from our website. You can see all of the beautiful pieces that Emi has curated and speak to those stories that she talked to today. Thank you so much, sister.
Thank you.
Nice job.